In today's video, we're looking at Vanille Havane by Les Indemodables, and this is a fragrance that I've been testing out this week, and we're gonna dive in with a full review. If you'd like to leave a comment below, it helps with the algorithm and helps get the videos promoted or seen by more people, and give it a thumbs up. I don't normally ask, but like it helps with the algorithm. So please say, "Hi Pete, hope you're doing well," whatever you want to do. It's all helpful, thank you. Let's get on with the review. This one is, I think, pretty good if you're into kind of a darker, slightly more boozy vanilla. What I get from the initial opening is, like I say, a slightly boozy vanilla. It's syrupy, it's dark, it's not overly sweet, but it's, when I say that, it's not like overly like vanillin, like super synthetic-y sweet. This is more of a natural kind of warm vanillic sweetness with just a hint of a boozy accord to it. One of the notes listed is cacao, like a dark kind of chocolatey note, and tobacco as well. And I think this play of cacao and tobacco helps give this fragrance this depth and this kind of darkness that it has. You definitely get that hint of additional kind of darker sweetness from the cacao notes, and also tobacco is a little bit sweet as well as a raw material, and it just provides this, like I say, dark kind of depth to the fragrance. The vanilla part of this fragrance almost smells toasted, the way that it all combines. You get this kind of toasted or roasted kind of vanilla bean kind of smell from it a little bit. Not quite smoky, but like I say, toasted or roasted. A rum note is listed, hence like the boozy kind of opening. It's not super alcoholic, so to speak, but I think the syrupy kind of sweetness kind of, like I say, gives it that a little bit of a boozy kind of opening in a way. Dried fruits is an accord in this fragrance, and that comes out after about 20 minutes. I don't smell it initially too strongly. After about 20 minutes, that kind of dried fruit, which I kind of think of when I smell it as kind of raisins, sultanas, currants, maybe even dried apricots slightly, but kind of dried up fruits. You get that kind of sweet, fruity kind of smell. At around the 20-minute mark, it's the most noticeable in the fragrance as a note. Altogether, it is very comforting, it's cozy, it's warm, it's kind of a winter fragrance. It's completely unisex, it doesn't go too masculine or feminine, it's just straight down the middle, unisex. But definitely cold weather fragrance and kind of snuggly, comforting, kind of warm, rich kind of smelling. As this starts to dry down, you get more of an amber accord. I think the amber comes through more in the base, more noticeably. And the good thing, like I said before, is not overly sweet. It doesn't get too hyper sweet, too cloying. It's kind of treads the line of just not being too sweet, but still a sweet vanilla perfume. That darkness helps kind of bring that sweetness in, and the amber accord kind of starts to round it out as it dries down. It does start to sit closer to the skin. After about an hour on my skin, I felt like it was a little bit more intimate. Moving more into the far end of the dry down, I do get slight hints of the leathery note that is mentioned. Slightly leathery, but mainly kind of an amber accord for me. That fruity sweetness has kind of disappeared. It kind of acts as kind of a middle note. Fades away as it dries down. You're left with a more amber kind of dry down with hints of a leathery like nuance, and obviously the kind of the vanilla accord obviously as well, with a little bit of the tobacco kind of lingering into the far dry down. And at the very end of the fragrance, I'm really left with more of a singular kind of smooth rounded amber accord that's slightly sweetened. Altogether, I think a very good vanilla. I probably wouldn't buy a full bottle myself. I can think of comparable fragrances. Bourbon by Hendley would be a good kind of comparison of a dark, resinousy, slightly boozy, kind of deeper vanilla. Then I think if you like this kind of fragrance, you would also like Hendley's Bourbon. So I can think of a few that kind of do something a little bit similar. Vanilla, obviously, there is a lot of fragrance that utilize vanilla, so it's kind of hard to make one that stands out among the crowd. I think this is solid. I think it smells good. I like it. I probably wouldn't buy a bottle myself, but I would say if you like boozy, resinous, thick, darker kind of vanillas, then this would be definitely one you would at least want to get a sample of and try. In terms of performance for this, I found that after about an hour, like I say, it became a little bit more intimate, a little bit closer to the skin. So I don't think you'd worry about choking anyone out. It feels, you know, like it's a little bit closer. And I would say longevity on my skin was around the 5-hour mark. I was expecting a little bit longer with the kind of more ambery kind of accord, but I would say around 5 hours you might want to reconsider spraying it. Obviously skin chemistry is dependent. Some people will get hours longer, some might even get a little bit less, but for me, around about 5 hours, I'd probably want to reapply that. This one seems to be probably one of the most talked about from this particular brand. I can see why. It smells good quality, it's nice, dark, it's deep, it's not too sweet, but it's interesting. If you have a favorite from this particular brand, let me know, because I do have the entire sample set. I will be reviewing them slowly as time goes on, as I test them out. And so let me know your favorite. I will see you soon with another video. Take care of yourselves. Stay safe, be blessed. Bye.
One time he disappeared for 2 or 3 days. When he came back, they asked him where he'd been, and he said, "Oh, just sailing."